Do-do-do-do.
So we got Mr. Young Guy. So tell us your name and city. What city you from?
I go by the name Teddy Rose, Nashville, Tennessee, born and raised. The city has my heart, so Mr. 615 himself.
So how do you know what the name Teddy Rose?
Man, and you know, a lot of artists, rappers out there, you know, their stage name has nothing to do with what they go by, but that's actually my government. So, and you know, Teddy Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt, like that's just where it came from. So it was a no-brainer. And you know, we went from, started off my career as Young Thee, and you know, when we started developing and you know, I was getting older, it was like, okay, let me make this transition, and then that's how we came up with Teddy Rose.
Okay. So does Nashville have a hip hop scene?
Nashville does have a hip hop scene, and it's just what we're known for right now being country music. It's just harder for the hip hop scene to get that recognition that country music gets, because this is country music, music city capital of the world. So we do have a hip hop scene. It's on the come up, it's flourishing. We got, you know, a lot of talented artists here. Now it's just about getting that respect and that recognition that country music gets here in our city as well.
So you mentioned country music. You ever tried to go into the country scene?
Man, I mean, it's in our backyard, you know what I'm saying? Growing up and doing music, it was something that I guess a lot of hip hop artists wanted to kind of separate themselves from, you know what I'm saying? That's country, this is hip hop, but in reality, it's music at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And I definitely want to get my foot in the door in the country music scene here, whether it's a writer, whether it's collaborations. I definitely would definitely be interested in that. You know, it's something that I feel like could benefit both sides, could bring us together. You know what I mean? So I think that'll happen one day soon. Just stay tuned.
How has it been in the music industry during COVID?
Man, I mean, obviously it affected a lot of artists out there. Me, myself, being an independent artist, you know, the venues weren't open for us to tour. Doing shows was very limited. So I had to take it upon myself to say, okay, what else can I do? So in that meantime, you know, I dropped music. You know, I didn't stop writing. I didn't stop putting things out to keep, you know, everybody's attention, grow my fan base, make sure that, you know, yeah, we are in a difficult time, but at the same time, I'm not gonna slow down. I'm gonna do everything I can within my realm to be productive. You know what I mean? That's naturally who I am. I'm a productive person. If I'm not doing something productive, I feel like I'm not, you know, using my potential to its fullest. So to answer the question, it's just, hey, drop music, awareness. We have a clothing line, brings people's attention towards, you know, Rose Wear Co. Just something to where they know that we're still moving during these times.
Okay. Now you recently did a show with Starlito.
Mm-hmm.
How was that during social distancing times? How did that go?
Man, it was different. It was different, man. Even the setup, and shout out to Marathon Music Works. They did a great job on making sure people felt comfortable in there. The setup, man, you know, when you have a show, you have people that are standing up. They're giving you certain type of energy. You know what I mean? They're close to the stage. You know, you can interact. But it was weird because, you know, people had to sit down. So it almost felt like a talent show, you know what I'm saying? And I you know, it was just weird, but at the same time, it was like, okay, this was a great experience. You know, we hadn't had a show here all year for hip hop, and for that to be the first show, and for the turnout, and for me to be on the bill with Star was, you know, a great deal, and I appreciate it a lot. Shout out to Star for that, and you know, my manager, Concrete Capo, putting that all together. But you know, it was different, but at the same time, it was great to have, just to get that fire ignited again and something to look forward to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think venues will be able to have more shows coming up in 2021?
I mean, I hope so. I really hope so. And I feel like, testing the waters, could kind of give that gauge for venues to be like, okay, we can't do this. Because, I can't say being in Nashville and, all the bars we have, they ain't slowing down. So, it's like, what's the difference if we have a show? You know what I mean? So, I really hope for this year in 21 that even if it is a limited capacity, people still want to get out and show their support to their favorite artists or to their friends that are, in this industry and performing. So I hope that, we are able to make some progress this year.
Now, speaking of, 2020 showed us who's really out there hustling.
Yeah, for sure.
And what keeps you going?
Man, first and foremost, my family, my little one, taking care of him. And then, just the dedication and promises I made to myself. You know what I mean? Like, I can't let myself down, let alone the people who count on me at the end of the day. Having a sports background, I'm very team oriented. You know what I mean? So whatever I can do for the team to jump out front to make sure this goes how this needs to go and everybody's on board, then that keeps me motivated to not only let myself, my family down, but the ones who have been there since the jump and who got my back and who support me. It's a team effort. I can't get there without my team. And so that's my motivation to wake up every day and realize it's not just about me. You know what I mean?
All right, and what's the most interesting experience you've had so far doing the music career?
Man, I would say recording the first two projects we put out, Locked In and Connect the Dots. I did those two projects basically living and working out of an 18-wheeler. So a lot of people don't know that I had hopped on the road with my pops for about 6 months. And we had a route coming from Nashville, going down to Laredo, Texas, which is at the bottom, like at the border to Mexico. Coming back up, may go through Houston, and then come through the southeast, go down south, maybe Florida, come back up the East Coast, and come back to Nashville. That was our route. So during that time, I never stopped writing. So whenever we would come back from Laredo and go through Houston, I may hit my boy up, Antoine Caldwell, who lives down there. We may stop at a truck stop. We may meet him on the side of the road somewhere. He'll pick me up and he'll take me to my studio, Barron Studio. Shout out to them. Shout out to Jason, Chris, Todd. And I'd have 8-hour sessions. And if I booked the load for my pops to where we could stay for 2 days in Houston, I booked 2 8-hour sessions. So it's been a hustle, man, and people don't, like I said, people don't really realize or know that story. But yeah, like, if we stopped at a truck stop, maybe take showers every 2 or 3 days, and I'm sitting there, we're at a dock in the middle of nowhere, it's hot as hell, and I'm sweating in the truck, but I'm still writing, you know what I mean? And still, making sure when I get to Houston, I can go in there and knock these records out during these 8-hour sessions. But yeah, man, that's probably been the most interesting aspect of my career right now. But it's gotten me to where I am right now. You know what I'm saying? Just that little grit and that grind that, you're not wanting to do something at the same time, but you're trying to get to what you love at the same time as well. So yeah, man, those first two projects, Locked In and Connect the Dots, I recorded those and wrote those records being on the road, man, and I can't tell you, if anybody knows the lifestyle, living in an 18-wheeler, it's a different lifestyle, for real. So try to be an artist on top of that, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's probably been the most interesting time of my career to date right now.
Okay. And, what are your plans for your record label, FTF? And tell us what FTF stands for.
Man, FTF stands for the family. Like I said earlier, man, the whole family aspect. Everybody you see around me has been around me, since 4 or 5 years old. And that's rare. When you start to meet other people outside your circle, you realize how rare that is. But that's the mindset. It's for the family. That's the motivation. That's the, I got you when you down. Hopefully you got me when I'm down. Type of deal. I support you when you got something going. You support me when I got something going. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing that's gonna stand in the way of that. Our goals, man, is to build the brand. Our company is small right now. We're independent, but at the same time, we got that Rock Nation, that Cash Money, that no limit mindset. You know what I'm saying? To where we want to build this into something, bigger than what it is right now. I'm the only artist, but of course we'll want other artists in the future to join the label as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be our plans going into this year, coming up.
Speaking of, what can we expect from Teddy Rose coming up in 2021?
Man, I just feel like, if you've been listening to me, if you've been following me in my journey, like, you'll just see the evolution. You'll just see me keep growing. You'll see the certain producers that I'm gonna start working with, the certain artists I'm gonna start collaborating with, the visuals that we'll start putting out. Shout out to Low Visions for that as well. Like, everything is just gonna always seem like it's always building and growing and gradually getting here to there to there. That's the focus. It's always to get better. You know what I'm saying? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as staying the same. So that's the goal for us, to build this team stronger than ever, to where we're undoubtedly recognized in the city and throughout, other cities as well, to be a household name. So that's the plans for the family music group.
All right, so I got a question for you.
Yep.
It's a two-part question.
All right.
Give me three things off your wish list for 2021, and three things off your hit list for 2021.
When you say hit list, what do you mean?
Like things that it's not a wish, but it's something that you want to knock out.
So on the wish list,
or something you just want to, dig.
Well, on the hit list, to dead anything, I guess we'll first start off with the misconception that, Nashville is all about country music. That there is a scene here outside of that. Somebody has to be able to come to the forefront. And obviously, like I said, it's a lot of artists here, but, somebody has to, until that happens, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of up for grabs. Whoever hustles the hardest, that'll be one that I'm gonna take upon myself to execute. Two, making sure, exceeding expectations, man. You can always set goals and expectations for yourself, but the execution has to be there first and foremost. What would be the last one to off the hit list? I don't know, man. I'm not thinking about that one. I'll think about that one. But the wish list, I say the wish list, man, is making sure, I'm happy first and foremost. I can't make anybody else happy if I'm not making anybody happy. And that goes for anybody. Make sure you're in a good space in life to where you're not spending so much time trying to please everybody else that you're missing out on making sure that you're the best person that you can be. You can't make anybody else happy if you're not happy yourself. And people go through things all the time, every day, all day. I get it. I do too. I'm not perfect. But I know when I'm happy, I'm contagious. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be able to spread that to not only people that are around me, but somebody I may not even never know. It's just the energy that I'm giving off is affecting somebody that could be across the country right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of person I am. And you know, I really can't even name 2 more things off the wish list. That's 1, 2, and 3 to me. And I feel like that's the nucleus of how I want to move. And if I move like that, if I feel like that, if my energy is like that, it's gonna take care of everything else. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it.
Okay, and what would you say your targeted list or your targeted audience would be?
Man, I don't know if I have a targeted listener or audience like that. But I think that, music is so, it's so subjective. It's all over the place these days. My listener would be someone who really listens to music. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the ones who really listen to music, and you got the ones who just want to be in moods. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though my music is a mood, but like, I would say a lot of music today, it's not so much of what the artist is saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the rare artists these days that are actually saying something. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's different moods for different feelings and all that kind of stuff these days. But my material is for a listener as well. Now, I'm gonna give you something that you can move to as well. You might not do too much thinking, but I'm geared more towards the listener to music.
Quote one of your favorite lines from any of your tracks.
Man. Man.
Because I can tell you one of mine. A sideways triangle is the only way you're going to play.
Yeah. I heard somebody say that to me before. I always go back to Canvas of Life, and it's always Lucid Dream. And, ironically, a project that we're working on, well, actually we've already finished, that we haven't put out yet, The Eyes Are Listening. Hopefully we put that out this year soon. But yeah, I always go back to that last line in the first verse. I see with my ears, I hear with my eyes, so when it happens, and it's no surprise, I saw it coming. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that right there just says so much to me. You know what I mean? And so that's probably one line I would go back to and say that's one of my favorite. I got a few favorite lines, but I know that off top, from Canvas of Life, Lucid Dream, that's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah. I'm trying to think of more questions. Yeah.
So why hip hop? Why rap?
You probably get a boomerang, so I know you can edit this. Why rap for me?
Because me personally, me knowing you, I know you've always been a type of writer.
Right.
And I know that, a lot of times it's in poem form. So why not go that route rather than artistry or R&B?
Well, that's a great question, because actually a little EP I'm about to drop right now. It's if you follow my music, I do a lot of interludes. You know what I mean? And I'm an interlude fan, and I haven't solidified the name of it yet, but it's gonna feel like some interludes. I just think, man, I talk a lot of experience. I talk a lot of things that I actually dealt with, or I see, or I've personally been around. The rap form just kind of comes out of me, you know what I'm saying, just as being a natural artist. But I did start off as writing poetry and just writing other artists' lyrics and trying to memorize them. So the writer has always been in me. And it just kind of it evolved into either rap mode or R&B mode. And I'll tell you something right now. Your favorite rappers, they listen to R&B. I'm telling you, I would be able, I'll put my bottom dollar. Your favorite rappers, the hardest rappers out there, they don't matter if they street rappers, it don't matter if they backpack rappers, they listen to R&B. I'm telling you. And I listen to a lot of eclectic, like mood, vibey music, Tory Moy, Thundercat. Like I listen to stuff like that, and it's just, it's like when your grandmama used to cook. When she got done, she didn't eat, and it's like, why didn't you eat? You know what I'm saying? Well, you've been doing this stuff for so long, you tasting it here and there, like, you ready for dessert when everybody eating your cooking. You know what I'm saying? So she's eating something else totally different, but she gave you this. So I'm giving you rap, but behind the closed doors, I'm listening to jazz music. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to something else that's putting me in a whole different element, and that's what helps me write as a writer when I start to get in my album mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I played ball, man, I had to. My favorite song, right before the game, I listened to Alicia Keys' Troubles. And it was slow, it put me in the mood, because before the game, I'm listening to 3 6 Mafia, I'm listening to Crucial Conflict, like I'm listening to Tupac, I'm listening to shit that's gonna have me bouncing off the wall. But them last 15 minutes, I needed something that's gonna settle me down, calm me down, and say, okay, look, run the game through your mind real quick, what you gonna do, how you gonna execute. I couldn't do that listening to 3 6 Mafia. Like, I'm ready to punch somebody. So it's like, okay, when I get ready to go in album mode, calm yourself down, get your thoughts together, gather. Don't be listening to other cats that's rapping, because you know what I'm saying? And another thing, you may try to, subconsciously, you may start mimicking them. So that was my whole thing, man. That's my mindset and how I prepare and stuff. And just going along and how you said why I rap, is just because that's just something that naturally comes to me. Like a guy who is a great football player. I've been around great football players who didn't even like playing football. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just came natural, 1. 2, it was a way out of their situation or their environment. And 3, they were just good at it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, sometimes you just naturally gifted at something to where it's easy for you, but somebody else may look like, bro, like you're just so gifted and you're so talented, so that's what keeps that person going in that certain lane.
That was a good answer.
I felt like it was long as shit too, but it's all right. I know you know how to edit.
What number was minute long?
Oh, for real?
It just sounded long.
Damn, yeah.
15 seconds.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Okay, what artists or what producers do you want to work with? Or are you aiming, or have you already started working with coming up in 2021?
That's a dope question. We got several talented producers here in Nashville already. We had mentioned earlier Bandplay. He's definitely a staple here in the city. We got Bandplay, we got Mike Ewing, you got Broadway, you got Nasty Nice. I was recently told about Chino Dollars. You got Fade Eastwood. You got Tay Keith here. So it's some heavy hitters here for real. Kangaroo. And it's just, timing, man. Timing. I can't stress that enough. I've always wanted to work with these cats, but maybe it wasn't the right time when I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think this year it's more of, okay, it's time. You know what I'm saying? And I look forward to working with these cats. On a bigger scale, I'm not saying a bigger scale like that's not a bigger scale. These are just guys who are accessible in my same city. But I've always dreamed of working with Ryan Leslie, Timbaland, cats like that. I love the whole Boy Wonder sound, the 40 sound. There's West Coast producers out there that, K Fisher, I work with him. It's a lot of cats out there who, when the time comes, it's like, man, I'll be blessed for the opportunity, but at the same time, I'm gonna take advantage of it, full throttle.
As a final question,
okay.
2021, Teddy Rose, FTF, music group. What's next?
Expect us to be a household name. Expect more content on the platforms, YouTube, our social medias. Expect to see us in those same rooms. And if you know, you know. Just be able to decipher between who we are as individuals and when it's go time, when we're working. And that's the thing about it. Like, I love being busy. I love being, you know, in an environment to where everybody's on the same page. So expect that. Expect a lot from our clothing line, rosewearco.com, and realize that our foot is on the gas and we ain't letting up.
19 to 30, motherfucker.
Straight up. I had to look at the camera when I was saying that. Going out. Oh shit.
And boom. Look, I ain't even got to turn.
Hold that thought. Before you jump, let's just talk. Walk in the park by the yard. Far as I can see, you and just me, easy. No disruption. Cut the phones off, no discussions. See your cheeks glow, got you blushing. How'd I do this? Girl, it's nothing. I'ma make time for what I want. They don't make time for what they don't do, somebody will. Gotta challenge just how you feel, and that's for real. I'm the real deal, nothing fake. If I can't relate, I'll be on my way just to hear you say, we can try this on another day. In the back of your mind, like, play around all the time. Play around, that's what you keep telling me. Play around all the time. Play around, that's what you keep telling me. Play around, why you always play